Can you understand me? What?
From demons in the woods staring at the camera and creepy creatures appearing out of nowhere to aliens sighted in the forest and black figures in abandoned buildings, here is camera footage that they tried to delete. Demon in the woods. This short clip was recorded by a man who happened to capture a real demon lurking in the woods. Even though the body looks human, the face resembles something straight out of hell. At first, we see the demon just staring at the camera, but after a few seconds, it starts moving forward. This, of course, freaked the man out, and he started running. The clip ended right there, leaving us wondering what might have happened. Alien sighting. In Oregon, 2011, a man named Thomas Collins and his friends set out to investigate some noises they heard on their property. They set up cameras everywhere in the hope of capturing the culprit behind the noises. And in the end, they succeeded. What they captured was a weird-looking head resembling what we know of aliens.
Shoot!
Even though it appeared for just a second, it was one scary encounter. Paranormal Activity. A guy heard screaming voices from inside a building and went in to investigate. As he approached, the voices started to get louder and louder, as if a woman was crying for help and someone was torturing her. As the man got closer to the source of the voices, a dark figure appeared and ran straight towards him, causing the man to run for his life. Maybe it was a ghost, or maybe it was a potential serial killer. We may never know the truth. A scary trail cam footage. This creepy creature appeared from behind the tree and disappeared a few seconds later. It's something that no one knows about yet. Was it just a human wearing a costume? Or did it actually resemble what skinwalkers look like? And what was it doing so deep in the forest late at night? These questions remain unanswered, no matter how long the video has been out. A jinn. While driving in the woods, a man captured footage of a strange creature on his dash cam. The creature stood in the distance without any movement. According to the man, it was a jinn. However, since the video ended without offering us a closer look, we can never be entirely certain. It could have been a tree, or possibly a jinn as described. Skinwalker. Lost in an unknown location, a man decided to record what he encountered in the darkness. Little did he know that he would come face to face with the most terrifying sights of his life. Not just once, but twice, he captured these horrifying creatures roaming the earth. When the video surfaced online, many were quick to claim that the camera had captured the infamous skinwalkers. Given their long hair, short arms, and peculiar bodies, it could easily have been a sighting of a skinwalker, or perhaps an elaborately staged hoax. A weird dog. Inside an abandoned animal hospital, a man discovered a dog in a cage. Curious, he approached for a closer look at the poor animal's condition. However, what he saw was far from his expectations. The dog was speaking and possessed very unusual eyes and body features. Then, in an unexpected moment, the dog let out a scream that didn't resemble a typical dog's sound at all.
Can you understand me? What?
So, if it wasn't a normal dog, what could it have been? Glowing eyes. Captured by a man's camera were not just one, but two peculiar creatures. Their eyes emitted an eerie glow as if fixed directly on the man, yet this might have been due to the camera's flash. These two creatures didn't resemble humans in the slightest. So what were they? Could they have been the infamous skinwalkers, or perhaps something entirely different? Feel free to share your thoughts on this one. A scary sight. Discussing unsettling videos that people attempted to have removed from the internet, we can't overlook this one. Recorded within an abandoned and haunted house, a group of men ventured in to investigate the presence of ghosts. However, what they encountered was beyond their expectations. A scene where one of the men was levitating upside down in the air, seemingly suspended by an unseen force. The video, only a few seconds in length, mainly displays a black cloth in a corner and the inverted man. With the video's conclusion being ambiguous, we're left in the dark about the fate of the man involved. Ghost in the forest. If we consider the perspective of the man who recorded it all, that was definitely something very odd, and most probably a ghost that he saw right there. To be honest, anyone would think that it was a ghost in the middle of the tree peeking around at the humans nearby. But it could be anything from an alien to just a part of the tree itself. Let us know what you guys think. A UFO. This incident occurred in the USA in 2013, when a passenger recorded 3 strange lights from the plane's window. They seemed to be moving in the same direction, almost as if they were part of one huge spacecraft or something. Or maybe they were 3 different spacecraft. Now we know that humans haven't created aircraft like that, and this fact points us all in only one direction, that these lights are UFOs. Don't you guys agree with me on this one? A ghost in black. In this very short clip, all we see is a ghost peeking at the cameraman from behind a wall. This happened when some individuals who called themselves ghost hunters decided to explore a haunted building. This is what they witnessed there. According to them, it was a ghost, and the sounds it was making were enough to terrify them, so they ran out of the building before anything bad could happen.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim.
Moving fire. To some, it's a jinn, and to others, it's the work of a witch. But regardless of what it is, there is no denying that experiencing something like this in reality is quite terrifying. I mean, imagine entering a building and then seeing a fire pit moving on its own from one point to another. Anyone would be scared, right? Luckily, the man decided to run away instead of investigating what was happening.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. A'udhu bi kalimatillah at-tammat. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim.
A witch. While searching for evidence of black magic, these men were digging into the ground at a location famous for such occurrences. Little did they know that someone was keeping a very close eye on them. When the man with the camera and the light focused in the background, he captured a strange figure sitting a little distance away from them. And there's no doubt it was a scary sight, especially if you are in a dangerous spot at night. A werewolf. A farmer stumbled upon the body of a deceased werewolf and handed it over to researchers for thorough examination. Later, unknown individuals spread eerie photos and videos of the creature, causing intense fear among viewers. Despite the researchers' dedicated efforts to uncover the truth, they couldn't provide any explanations, adding to the mystery surrounding the incident. Jungle Jinn. If you're not familiar with the concept of a jinn, it's like a clever spirit in the tale. In a distant part of the world, a group of men were enjoying themselves when they thought they spotted a set of unsettling eyes emerging from the forest. They halted to confirm their sighting, revealing a creature resembling a jinn. This creature locked eyes with them, covered in a ghostly white sheet, emitting a chilling vibe. Vanishing act. Whether you call it teleportation or the presence of extraterrestrial beings among us, this video is guaranteed to send shivers down your spine. A man was strolling along the street, perfectly normal, until he reached the edge of the camera's view and vanished, just like that, into thin air. While some believed it might be a superhuman with the power to teleport, others were convinced it wasn't even a human being. A real-life witch. Somewhere in Afghanistan, 2 men happened to capture a strange sight on camera. According to them, it was a black magic practitioner who stays in the caves and never comes out. When they first saw it, it ran into the cave, but the men were not in the mood to let it go like that, so they followed it inside. However, upon entering, all they saw was someone covered in a black cloth, with long and weirdly shaped fingers holding a log or something. Judging by the voice, it sounded like a woman. Nothing was confirmed as the men decided to leave it alone and go on their own way. A weird woman. Some policemen received information about a nearby fire and were told to go check it out. However, upon reaching the mentioned place, they discovered it wasn't just a fire. There was also a woman standing right above the flames. She appeared to be engrossed in some kind of ritual, which led people to believe that she was a witch, someone in the house. Somewhere near an abandoned house, a man succeeded in recording an eerie sight. In one of the windows, a peculiar figure can be seen moving from the right to the left side. According to the man, it is a ghost, as the house was famous for ghost sightings. However, there is always the possibility that it's nothing more than a fake, a human-like figure. Recorded in the woods, this video shows a strange human-like figure dressed in all black, standing alone in the middle of the night. The figure also appears to be moving towards the person with the camera. When the video was uploaded to the internet, it left everyone confused. Many people from the same area claim to have seen this figure before, but no other evidence besides this video has ever been found. Flying man. As some tourists were capturing moments with a magnificent building in the backdrop, the individual operating the camera observed an unusual event unfolding in the background. A person, or perhaps not entirely human-looking, was soaring at a considerable altitude in the sky. The situation lacks a rational explanation, making it challenging to definitively classify the flying entity as a human or something different. What's even more astonishing is the remarkable velocity at which it swiftly darted away. An alien. Unlike the other clips in today's video, this one was recorded within a room. These individuals had installed cameras inside their house due to prior experiences with paranormal activities. However, this time it reached an entirely new level. A peculiar figure emerges from behind the door. The humanoid figure gives the impression of attempting to glance inside the room. It does come into slightly clearer view, but the video ends before affording us a more distinct sighting. Strange creature. With a burst of courage, a man entered a haunted house without knowing the terrifying surprise that awaited him. As he cautiously explored and documented everything with his camera, he suddenly encountered a shadowy figure lurking in the darkness. The figure's intense stare was fixed on him, causing the man to feel both startled and frozen in fear. The video he was recording abruptly cut off, leaving us curious about the true nature of this unsettling presence. Could it be conceivable that the mysterious entity is actually an extraterrestrial in disguise? An eerie animal. Recently posted on the internet, this video has raised numerous questions in the minds of viewers. A man, while on his way home, came across a rather eerie sight and began filming it. The video doesn't make it easy to identify the object, but it appears to be some sort of hybrid creature. However, upon closer inspection, it became clear that it was simply a brown hyena carrying the remains of a zebra. So, there's probably no need for concern. A weird cryptid. Captured by a trail camera, this video shows a very weirdly shaped creature sitting on the ground. Was it an alien, or was it something else? Even though the video was uploaded many years ago, no one has been able to determine anything about the being in it. A black shadow. All we see in this clip is a man going on his way, and then a black shadow appears. He pushes the man against the wall and then continues to try and drag him towards where it came from. But the real thing to wonder about here is whether it was really just a black shadow doing that, or was it a shadow of something that the camera couldn't capture? Strange figure. This clip is a little blurry, so we couldn't make out exactly what was happening there. However, it looks like one or two figures floating on the ground, moving somewhere. It was so shocking that even the dog stopped barking and just stood there looking at the figures. The video is creepy in many ways, from the figures not walking but floating and leaving behind a trail, to the shocked dogs. Were they ghosts, or was it something else? A figure in the backyard? This man was hearing weird voices from outside his house, so he decided to look out the window to see what was happening. As he turned the lights off inside the room, the view outside became clear. That's when we saw the figure emerging from behind the bush and coming straight towards the man. Even though there was a whole window between them, the man got so scared that he immediately backed off from the spot. Someone in the woods. Living in a place surrounded by woods isn't something you only see in the movies. Some people actually live like that. For instance, this man who kept hearing voices at night decided to check it out one day. What he recorded was a weird figure with glowing eyes in the middle of the woods. Luckily, it did not try to follow the man, or who knows what might have happened. A mystery creature. So this man was just searching for old items in his outhouse when he captured this mysterious being, just sitting there behind old furniture. The weird shape of the head and the glowing eyes make it look like an alien, but it could be something else too. Nonetheless, the sight is as scary as hell, especially when you are alone. Cryptid chupacabra. At first it might seem like a normal video. The man has a camera on and he is wandering around in the woods. All that's in sight are trees, grass, and mud. But then the camera stops, and in that moment you see a terrifying face. With its white teeth, demon-like smile, and scary eyes, it looked more like a demon than an actual demon itself in that moment. And of course, the man ran for his life after seeing that. A demon. In January 2013, during the assessment of footage captured by a trail camera set up in the woods over a few days, someone came across a rather unsettling revelation. They portrayed it as an alien entity, although some suggest it might be a ghost or an unknown creature. At first, I thought it could be a deformed shrub or a regular animal. Yet upon further inspection, the odd manner in which the creature moved and its direct focus on the camera strongly suggested that it was definitely out of the ordinary. This image is taken from a video where a man saw an abandoned house in the middle of the woods, and when he went near, he happened to see this weird being right there. However, as soon as the creature saw the man, he ran away. But that looks more like a fake than a real alien being there, right? Angels. In the woods, a trail camera captured these events. This occurred on April 17, 2022, and the footage was uploaded to the camera. Since then, it has gained many views and sparked various questions. People wonder if it's a random occurrence, angels, or even aliens. Every viewer has a different theory about the creatures in the video, yet nothing can be confirmed for certain. An old man. In India, multiple individuals recorded a man dressed in all white, walking on a building's roof. The man's unusually large size and peculiar movements led people to believe he was a ghost. Honestly, encountering such a figure on a rooftop would be quite unsettling. The police were notified, and they are currently investigating. So far, they haven't found any information about the man's identity. A sea alien. This happened a few years back when a woman recorded this video. The creature we see here is unlike any other sea creature ever captured. What was it? Nobody knew. It was called the alien of the sea after the people saw it on the internet, as not even the experts could tell what kind of fish it was. Cryptid. TikTok users often capture a wide variety of moments on camera, and this particular recording is exceptionally eerie. The person who recorded it felt something strange was happening around them. Their camera ended up documenting a pale, human-like figure with glowing eyes attempting to enter through a fence. It seems this creature might have noticed the camera, given how it locks eyes with it directly. Creepy, man. Out in Montana's remote areas, two men encountered an individual dressed in a shirt and trousers standing in the woods. Assuming the person might need assistance, they halted and called out to him. The response they got was unsettling, as the figure emerged from the woods in an unsettling, crawling manner, revealing its non-human nature. The question remains, what could it have been? Ghost? Initially, they mistook the figure on the road for an elderly man. In their car, the men reduced their speed to offer help. However, as they attempted to communicate, the figure's eerie movements gave them pause. Ignoring their calls and not altering its path, the figure's intentions remain unclear. The video concludes without revealing the outcome, leaving room for speculation about the unsettling encounter. A cannibal. The figure appears human-like, wearing shorts, yet its face, skin color, and texture set it apart as something distinct. Could this have been a Bigfoot sighting? Alternatively, might there be other eerie and dangerous creatures concealed in the woods? This trail camera happened to unexpectedly capture whatever it was. What are your thoughts? A fairy. People have dubbed the entity in the trail camera footage a fairy, although it's plausible it could also be an insect. The individual who owns the trail camera labeled it as a woman, but the rationale behind this remains unclear. Still, the resemblance to a fairy raises the question of their existence. What if fairies are real? A ghost caught on CCTV? The primary purpose of this camera was to safeguard the car. vigilantly recording anyone or anything that entered its range, even including ghosts. Consequently, when a supposed ghost was moving along its path, the security camera documented its presence. Despite skepticism surrounding the tale, there's no alternative explanation available either. What's your take on this? Thank you for watching the video. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit the like button, leave a comment, and subscribe for more content. Subscribe.